Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring, snowing and blowing bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. A jingle bell.
So it is almost Christmas and you want to give your loved ones the best gift of all, the gift of reading. So you go to the bookstore, but then you're like, whoa, there are a lot of books here. I have no idea what to get. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? And you're like, I'll just get a gift card. Well, don't fret, I am here and I will help you choose the perfect book to give to those that you enjoy in your life. So my favorite part about Christmas is giving a gift and finding the perfect gift for someone. And I think that getting a gift card, yeah, it works, but I think just picking out a specific book or whatever for someone is really just so much more personal, and it just really shows them how much you care, and I like doing that. So today we are going shopping. We're not actually leaving my room though. The outside world is scary. We're staying here, but we're shopping through my bookshelf to find some books for your loved ones that they will just absolutely love. So, long story short, this is going to be my holiday gift guide. So although you do want to give the gift of reading, you may have some friends that really just genuinely don't enjoy reading, which is weird, but that's fine, to each their own. So I'm going to give you a couple of ideas for non-book related gifts. So the first one is kind of a little bit of a cult classic, and that is a candle. Candles are awesome. I absolutely love candles. I have so many. This one is a cinnamon is a hard word. Cinnamon frosting from Bath & Body Works. Bath & Body Works always has really good deals on their candles right now, and you really just can't go wrong. Just, oh, deliciousness. Oh, now I want a Cinnabon. Damn it. Gift number 2 is a mug. Mugs are awesome. I love mugs, but specifically I like the Sharpie DIY mugs. This is one I just made for myself. I actually have some cooling down in the oven right now that I made for my friends and family this year for Christmas. The trick to these, to not get them to wash off, is you need to go and buy the Sharpie paint oil-based markers. They are a little bit more expensive, but when you think about it, how many gifts are you getting out of that? And I just went to the dollar store and got some cheap mugs so then they would get through the glaze on them, and it's just a really cute, really personalized gift. I mean, I just love these mugs, and if you wanted to give someone a mug and a book, then it's like, because coffee or tea and reading go together, and it would just be such an awesome gift. I would be so happy. So yeah, this is my I Love New York one, because in case you didn't know, I really like New York. My username is Hales Hearts NYC, which people always get really confused on, but it's Hales Hearts NYC because I really like New York. It's supposed to be like the t-shirts that they sell in New York. You get it? Okay, let's move on. Now these next two are technically books, but they're not like reading really books. The first one is something I've had for a while and I absolutely love, and that is the 642 Things to Write About, which was written by the San Francisco Writers Grotto. I think this is such an awesome gift. They have other books like this. They have like a listography book, and they have 642 Things to Draw, stuff like that. Just little books like this where it has like, it just has little activities in here. So it says like, this one is what would you run out of the house with if your house caught on fire? My cat is the answer to that. But it just has little questions like that you can just write about, and it just kind of gets your brain going, and it's really the gift that keeps on giving because it is just such a fun idea, and I just really like things like this. I know they have one that's to draw. I know at Chapters, if you're Canadian, they have a little section near the cash register, at least at my Chapters, where they have all the journals and stuff, and they also have books like this. So just little fun things like that, someone will really enjoy it, and it's just really fun because it's something that you can continue to use. And kind of along the same lines of that, if someone really likes a specific TV show, it would be really cool to get them a book that corresponds to that TV show. So last year for Christmas, I got the Doctor Who The Vault book, which was in celebration of the 50 years that Doctor Who has been on, and I flipped out when I got this. Oh my god, it is so cool. It has like a section for, ooh, it's really big. It has like a separate section one for all of the doctors, and it has all the villains in there. I love David Tennant. Oh God, why? Why? It's just a really awesome gift, and if you have a Doctor Who fan, they would absolutely love this. They also have a Creatures one that's out now, which looks absolutely awesome. And they have books like this for other things too. So just kind of like a book that kind of corresponds to something that you know that they really love. I think they would really enjoy. I hope that made sense. So now we're getting into more of the bookish things. So for people who have a hard time just sitting and reading because they get kind of bored with it, which I can understand, sometimes I'm like that too, I would recommend an audiobook. So this one is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. There are tons of audiobooks out there. Even if you wanted to get them, I don't know if Audible sells gift cards. If you wanted to get them like an Amazon gift card, then they could use it towards Audible if they wanted to. That would be an awesome idea, because then they get a free trial of one audiobook and then they would get more audiobooks. So I just think audiobooks would be a great idea to kind of get someone into reading who's not really used to it and just kind of doesn't like just sitting there and doing nothing, if that makes sense. Next, you have that little brother who just doesn't like reading, but you really want to introduce him to what reading has to offer. So to that, I would say get him the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan, providing that he hasn't read it. These books are just awesome. If you're trying to get a little kid to read, and this would work for a little girl too, if you're trying to get a little kid to read, they need something that is just action-packed and that will really just engage them and keep them reading, and something that's just funny and really just all around enjoyable. And these books are just that. They have the action, they have the sarcastic, sassy characters, they're funny, and they're age appropriate. These are just an amazing gift. I would get these for any kid, really just anyone. I would get this for my grandma, but like really anyone. They're just such enjoyable reads that these are just the perfect gift all around. And obviously along the same lines of that, I would recommend getting the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling, because that series is just fantastic, as everyone knows. I just think everyone should read that series, and it's really just a book that just everyone needs to enjoy, and it really introduced a lot of people that I know into the world of reading, and I think that it can continue to give that gift of reading to everyone for years to come. So any younger siblings I had, I'm the youngest so I don't have any, but any younger siblings I had, I would definitely get them the Harry Potter series as well as the Percy Jackson series, because they will just absolutely love it and it will just get them into reading and it will be awesome. And also for a younger sibling, either girl or boy, I would recommend the Magic Treehouse series. I have no idea who it's by. I don't remember, but there are a ton of books and they are so good. I loved those books when I was a kid. I read like all of them. They were just so good. They are, oh my god, I would read them again. I just love them. And specifically for a girl, I would recommend The Amazing Days of Abby Hayes. Once again, don't know who it's by, but those are awesome books as well. I loved those books. They're kind of like she writes in her diary. They're just really cute and fun, and they definitely got me to read more. Now, I don't have really any adult recommendations for non-readers, just because I haven't really read that many adult books. So I just have a couple of kind of general recommendations. So first, I have a book that if I could give one book to everyone in the world, this would be it, and that is The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. This book just tells such an incredible story. It is just so fantastic, and it deals with a really important time in history that I think everyone should really remember to look at, and it's such a good book. I would probably recommend this for like ages 15, 16 and up, just because it is a little bit disturbing at times. It's not like super graphic, but just kind of, it's a little bit sad and kind of unbelievable, really. And the second book I'm going to talk about, I'm sure you've already guessed, and that is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I know this is a pretty typical book that most people have read, but if you haven't, you really need to. It's so fantastic. It tells the story of two kids who are in love and they have cancer, but it doesn't really glamorize that. It's really just the truth about how the illness affects them, and it's not a perfect story and they're not perfect people. It's just so good. It's sad, but it also has the humor in it. It's funny, but it's sad. It's just all around an amazing book. I've read it like 15 times now. Just read it once, at least once. It's so, so good. Now I actually have some recommendations based on some popular TV shows and movies. I don't really watch that many TV shows or movies, so there aren't that many here that I have to recommend to you, but I think these ones that I have are pretty good. If you have any ideas, definitely tell me down below. I would love to hear your ideas because I tried my best. I really don't watch that much TV though. So for your friend who loves the Harry Potter movies or books, I would recommend Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Now this may seem like an odd choice because this is clearly a contemporary book, but it actually tells the story of a fangirl who is a fan of the Simon Snow universe, which is kind of like the Harry Potter series. So you kind of get to see this girl who is just absolutely obsessed with this Harry Potter-like world, and it would be very relatable for someone who loves Harry Potter, and it is just a fantastic book. And also for fans of Harry Potter, I would recommend The Iron Trial by Cassandra Clare and Holly Black. This is also a middle grade fantasy series that follows the story of a boy who is in a magic school, but it is not like Harry Potter. It is very different. The whole system of magic is so unique and it's super different than Harry Potter. So don't think that it's exactly like that. It's very different. It just kind of is that same general idea. So for people like me who are fans of the TV show Reign, I would recommend anything by Catherine Longshore. This is Guilt. These books take place in the same era as that. I haven't finished a Catherine Longshore book yet, but I have heard really great things. She has, I think, 3 in a series kind of like this. They're like companion novels, but these take place in court in this one's in the court of Henry VIII, so you kind of get to see more of that court life and also in the same era. So if what appeals to you in Reign is the royalty aspect of it, I would recommend the Selection series by Kiera Cass, which I would also recommend to fans of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. This is basically a book that takes place in a dystopian world where, how many girls? 35 girls are competing for the prince's hand. So it's basically The Bachelor, but the eligible bachelor is the prince. So super awesome. It's kind of combining the two shows. This series is one of my favorite series. It's really just super enjoyable. If what appeals to you in Reign is the historical fiction aspect of it and kind of the friendships and relationships going on in there, I would recommend the Lux series by Anna Godberson. This one takes place in New York in 1800, and I would also recommend this one for fans of Gossip Girl because it's basically Gossip Girl but taking place in the 1800s. Awesome book, fantastic, it's super cool. For fans of the X-Men series, I would recommend The Darkest Minds trilogy by Alexander Bracken. Apparently it's like the X-Men series. I've never seen the movies or read the comics, so I really don't know. All I know is that this is a fantastic trilogy. I love it. For fans of the show Supernatural, which I am also a fan of, I would recommend Anna and the French Kiss by Candair Blake. This book is basically a romanticized version of Supernatural. It's about a guy who hunts ghosts just like they do in Supernatural, but he ends up kind of feeling something for one of the ghosts that he's hunting. It's a very interesting take on it, so I think someone who likes Supernatural would really enjoy this. For fans of the Hunger Games book or movie, I would recommend Fire and Flood by Victoria Scott. This is basically the Hunger Games combined with Pokemon. Awesome. Just awesome. For fans of Perks of Being a Wallflower, the book or the movie, I would recommend Love Letters to the Dead by Ava DeLara. This book is actually written under the mentorship of Steven Chbosky, the author of Perks, and it really reads like that. It's very, very similar to Perks of Being a Wallflower, and you will either like that or hate it. I liked it, but definitely it's a lot like it, but I think someone who really enjoyed the movie or the book would really enjoy this still. Also for fans of The Fault in Our Stars, I would recommend any of John Green's other novels, but specifically Looking for Alaska. amazing, amazing book. It's my second favorite of his. And Paper Towns, because the movie is coming out in July, I think. For fans of The Wizard of Oz or Wicked the play, I would recommend Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. This basically tells the story of an Oz that has gone bad. Dorothy has gone crazy and she's kind of this tyrannical ruler. It is an awesome book. Definitely they would love it. So those are all of my kind of TV movie recommendations. I hope those were helpful. Now I have some based on the interests of your friends or family. So the first one, if they love music, I would recommend the new Soul Trilogy by Jodi Meadows. This is the first book incarnate. Music plays a pretty big role in this book, so I think they would just absolutely love it and just love the way that it's dealt with in this book. It's just so good. Next, if they love fairy tales, then I would recommend 3 fairy tale retellings. One I haven't read yet, it just has a really pretty cover. So that is Entwined by Heather Dixon. Haven't read this book, but like the cover is just absolutely gorgeous. I know if someone gave me this, I'd be happy with it. So this one is a retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses. And then I have, obviously, Cinder, the first book in the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. It's basically, this one is just Cinderella, but sci-fi and cyborgs and super, super cool. And the final fairy tale retelling I have is Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. This is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and it's pretty cool. I would recommend this for an older reader because it's not that it's graphic, it just can get a little bit confusing at times. For fans of World War II history, I would recommend Prisoner of Night and Fog by Anne Blankman. This is a kind of little known book that takes place in the World War II era. Like, some people know it, but I feel like it's not as popular as it should be. It's actually going to be a trilogy, and it follows Gretchen Mueller, who is actually Hitler's niece. Like, they're just really close family friends, but she's basically Hitler's golden girl, and this is basically a story about her falling in love with a Jewish reporter, kind of learning the truth about her uncle's regime. It's very interesting, super well written, well researched. I would just recommend this to really anyone that is interested in history, World War II, or otherwise. For fans of kind of cutesy romances, I would recommend Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins, or really any in this companion novel trilogy. Just fantastic books, literally the cutest romances ever. Oh, so good. So that is all for my gift guide for non-reader friends. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want me to do the same thing but for readers, for your reader friends, I would probably do that one by like genre, which I think would be a pretty good idea. It would be like, for your friend who's looking for a new dystopian, this book. So let me know if you would want that by giving this a thumbs up and also in the comments. And also let me know some of your ideas for gifts or what you have gotten some of your friends. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Christmas tree.